You already have the. Okay, so for this one, we have definitely set the space up in our Atomic Success Secrets group. I'm so glad you guys are here. And we're a powerful group because we have access to infinite power. And we're going to do a few processes that we've been using over the years to go right to the thing so you can get what you want. All right. So without further ado, what you can do is just think about what is it that you want? What do you want? Dream as big as you want. Okay. And then we're going to use I'll name the technology so that you can, so you know which ones we're using. There's more that we use, and there's deeper levels of each of this. So for right now, we're going to use what's called matrix energetics. Thank you, Richard Bartlett, for this. So imagine like you're in a big whirlpool or hurricane or tropical storm of some sort, or a torsion field that's going around you counterclockwise. And then imagine there's a torsion field that's even bigger diameter that's going around you clockwise at the same time. Yeah. And we put our intention out there already of what is it that you want. And then we let that go. And then imagine like there's a little pebble in your head, and we're going to let go, and it's going to fall into your heart space, as if your heart space is a pool of water or a pool of empty space, and it'll ripple out. So it's the easiest thing you'll ever do. You just let go on 3, 2, 1. And because we have us in our Atomic Success Secrets group, it's exponential with each of us doing this. It's like a bunch of tuning forks that are vibrating. And then one of the big secrets of matrix energetics is just pure love, joy. So go to the state of pure joy and love, like something that brings you just wonderful joy. It could be anything. It could be buying shoes. It could be running. It could be a vacation spot. It could be being with your family. Something that just it could be smoking cigarettes outside of a dive bar with your friend. Whatever it is for you, go to the feeling of having that. And then we'll do another pebble drop, spinning energy counterclockwise, spinning energy clockwise. Let's take a pebble, and on 3, we'll let go. 1, 2, 3. And go to the feeling of that, whatever that is that brings you great joy. Just let go. So with us, we are always in this matrix energetic space, this state. It's always on. It's a state of being more than it is a thing to do. Infinite possibilities. So from that alone, you can notice what's different and see how life changes for you. And you can do that as often as you want. Okay, the next part, we're going to do this process that has been called many things: surrender, peace process, letting go. Buddha talked about it. Jesus talked about it. Eckhart Tolle, Michael A. Singer, David R. Hawkins. It's in all the traditions. The be still and know I am God. Silence is the key. Stillness is the key. And so what we do is go inside the body and just notice. So just take a moment and sit in stillness, in silence. It's a thing that you can even do walking around and doing other things. It's a state of being again, and it's a state of noticing. So we'll notice what's happening in your head, in your throat, in your chest and back, in your solar plexus, behind your belly button, in front of your low back, deep in your pelvis, between your pubic bone and your tailbone, between your hips, in your shoulders and shoulder girdle and arms and hands, and hips and legs and knees and ankles and feet. And notice the space between your body and the walls of the room. And notice the space between your body and the space that all the space occupies in space. And notice what's happening in your body and stay very aware. Stay very aware. Notice if there's any thoughts. Notice if there's space without thoughts. Notice what you see, what you hear, what you feel. Notice the space. We're going to go very deep and we're going to make it physical now. Take your hand and just touch a few fingers on the upper breastbone. It's called the manubrium of the sternum, the top bone part of your breastbone. And then a few fingers on your belly button and super lightly touch it. Because you've been with me for a while, you know it's like as if you're touching a butterfly, really light. And then direct the pressure up. And it's super light while you notice what's happening in your body. And we're going to downregulate the vagus nerve, that nerve that innervates all those organs in your body, the nerve that's part of post-traumatic stress, that nerve that has the nucleuses in the brainstem. So if you're right-handed, turn your head to the left. If you're left-handed, turn your head the other way. And then keep your attention in your body. Let your eyes go to the right, if you've turned your head to the left, and relax. And bring your eyes to the right, and relax. And bring your eyes to the right, and relax. And still with that super light touch on the belly button and the top of the sternum, the manubrium, turn your head to the right, and then bring your eyes to the left, and relax. And eyes to the left, and relax. And eyes to the left, and relax. And then come back to the middle. And then we're going to use this process from Dr. Naram, N-A-R-A-M, Sita Vedic. We're going to bypass the conscious mind and the mental chatter. And we're going to do it by pressing certain marma points. So the distal end of your right index finger, squeeze and release 6 times. And then imagine you're looking through a white window frame with your right eye. And then you can ask that question, what do you want? And you can sit in silence, and you can also just start to make a list. What do you want? And visualize it, see it through that white window frame. And then take your right hand and pat your heart 6 times and think very good. And then take the middle segment of your right index finger and squeeze it 6 times. And then think through the white window frame, right eye. Having all of that, what will you do? And imagine that. What will you do having all of that? And then take your right hand and pat your heart 6 times and think very good. And then take the proximal segment of your index finger, your right index finger, and squeeze it 6 times. And having all of that, what do you want your life to look like? And so visualize that through that white window frame. What do you want your life to look like? And then take your right hand and pat your heart 6 times and think very good. And then squeeze the distal end of your right index finger 6 times. And 3 questions in this order. If you knew you were going to die in 6 months, what would you most want to do or be? And if you knew you couldn't fail, what would you most want to do or be? If you knew you couldn't fail, what would you most want to do or be? And if you had $10 million in your bank account and you never had to work another day in your life, what would you most want to do or be? And then take your right hand and pat your heart 6 times and think very good. And sit in silence and notice what you notice. Stay out of your thoughts. Stay in your body. Notice the most intense part. And just follow it. You can take a set of fingers and either touch the top of your sternum or your belly button and lightly touch, butterfly touch, and then bring it up as you keep your awareness in your body. Notice the most intense part. Notice the most intense part of the most intense part. Stay out of your thoughts. Stay in your body. And with the other hand, lightly touch the skin over the area you're noticing. If the area you're noticing is in the back, you can just touch the chest somewhere and point to it, or chest or belly and point to it. And stay very alert, very aware of what's happening in your body. And just follow it and touch the skin over it. Very, 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 very light. Barely touch the skin. And follow it precisely. Stay out of your thoughts. Stay in your body. Notice what's happening in your body. And let's do one more to get the physical body feeling very good. Touch a few fingers on the upper sternum, the manubrium, the little bone right there below the neck. Touch it and then glide it up a little bit. And then take your thumb and middle finger, or thumb and first finger, and then put them just behind your head, and not on the head bone, but just below the head bone, barely, in the first part, the soft part. just barely to the side of the spinous process, barely to the side of the midline, and super lightly touch it. And super lightly glide it up. And keep your attention in your body. This also downregulates the vagus nerve. So it will help your digestion, your heart, your lungs, your men's or women's health issue organs. It'll help you be more relaxed, letting go of traumas. It'll loosen up the connective tissue and the ligaments and get them in a good alignment. So your joints will be in a good position. Your joints will have good guidance. It activates something deep in your spinal cord, your spinal thalamic tract, and deep in your brain, your thalamus, which is the seat of consciousness. So it's for your inner guidance. It's a great thing to do throughout the day. So everything you want. Total perfected essence. And then let's put our hands on our belly buttons, bring it all around. For women, put the right hand first. For men, put the left hand first, and then the other hand on top. And let's do one more pebble drop. Imagine that little pebble in the head. And on 3, we'll let go and let it fall deep into the body between your belly button and your low back. On 3, 2, 1. And go to the feeling of whatever brings you great joy.